By the end of this presentation, you will explain the main reasons behind the development of ESP, including the rise of English as an international language, the needs of science and technology, the growth of global business, changes in educational thinking, the importance of learner needs, and the limitations of traditional language teaching. English for specific purposes is one of the most important developments in language teaching. It developed because the world changed, and language teaching had to respond to new realities. People no longer learn English only for general conversation or personal interest. Many learners needed English for very clear and practical reasons. They needed it to study at university, to work in international companies, to read scientific and technical texts, to travel for professional purposes, and to communicate in specialized fields, such as medicine, business, law, engineering, and tourism. So, to understand why English for specific purposes, ESP, developed, we need to look at the social, economic, educational, and linguistic changes that created a demand for a more focused type of English teaching. 1. The rise of English as an international language. English became the language of global communication. One of the main reasons ESP developed is that English gradually became the international language of communication. As the world became more interconnected, English began to play a central role in international trade, diplomacy, science and technology, higher education, business communication, aviation, tourism, media and research. Because of this, people from different countries increasingly need English not only for general social communication but also for specific professional and academic purposes. English became necessary, not optional. In many contexts, English was no longer simply a useful extra skill. It became a necessity. For example, scientists needed English to publish and read research. Students needed English to enter international academic programs. Professionals needed English to work with global partners. Employees needed English to function in multinational companies. The growing importance of English created a strong demand for courses that could teach people the exact kind of English they needed. A shift from general knowledge to specific use. As English spread globally, it became clear that not all learners needed the same kind of English. For example, a doctor does not need the same English as a hotel receptionist. An engineer does not need the same English as a law student. A university researcher does not need the same English as a flight attendant. This realization contributed greatly to the development of ESP, because it showed that one general English course could not meet all learners' needs. 2. The growth of science and technology. Scientific and technical expansion after World War II. Another major reason ESP developed was the rapid expansion of science and technology, especially after the Second World War. The post-war period saw advances in medicine, industrial development, engineering innovation, international scientific cooperation, growth in technical education, increased production of scientific knowledge. English became the main language for sharing much of this information. English as the language of scientific knowledge. Researchers, engineers, technicians, and students needed English to read scientific articles, understand manuals and technical reports, attend conferences, communicate findings, collaborate internationally. This created a need for language teaching that focused not on everyday conversation, but on scientific and technical communication. Specialized communication requires specialized teaching. Scientific and technical fields use language in special ways. They often require precise terminology, formal style, clear definitions, process descriptions, data interpretation, factual reporting. General English courses were often too broad to prepare learners for these demands. As a result, more specialized courses began to appear, and this helped ESP grow. 3. The expansion of international business and globalization. Economic change created new communication needs. As international business expanded, companies started operating across national borders. This created an urgent need for English in the workplace. Professionals now need English for business meetings, negotiations, emailing clients, writing reports, marketing products, customer service, international travel. This was one of the strongest forces behind the development of English for specific purposes. The workplace demanded practical English. Business people were not looking for English only as an academic subject. They needed English as a working tool. They wanted to learn how to answer professional phone calls, write formal emails, participate in meetings, present ideas clearly, negotiate with international partners, understand business documents. This practical demand encouraged the creation of courses focused on real workplace communication, which is one of the central ideas of English for specific purposes. Different professions require different language skills. Globalization showed clearly that professional communication varies from one field to another. For example, people in tourism need polite, service-oriented communication. People in law need formal, precise, and argument-based language. People in medicine need careful and accurate interaction. People in business need persuasive and efficient communication. This diversity of needs strengthened the idea that English teaching must be adapted to specific purposes. 4. Changes in educational thinking. A move toward learner-centered education. ESP also developed because of important changes in educational theory. Traditional teaching often focused on the teacher, the textbook, grammar rules, fixed syllabi, one method for all learners. Over time, teachers began to question this approach. They argued that teaching should focus more on the learner, especially on the learner's goals, interests, and needs. Language learning became more purposeful. This educational change supported the growth of ESP because ESP is built on the idea that learners study English for a reason. Instead of asking only, what language should be taught? Teachers also began asking, why is the learner studying English? In what situations will the learner use it? What skills are most important? What kind of communication does the learner need? These questions are central to English for specific purposes. The importance of relevance in learning. Educational thinking also emphasized that learners are more motivated when what they study is relevant to their lives. When learners feel that the course content is directly connected to their university studies, their future jobs, their professional responsibilities, their academic success, they are often more engaged and more willing to learn. ESP developed because it offers this relevance in a clear and direct way. 5. Recognition of learners' specific needs. Not all learners are the same. A very important reason ESP developed is the growing recognition that learners are not identical. They differ in goals, backgrounds, professions, academic disciplines, current language levels, future communication needs. Because of this, it became unreasonable to assume that one standard English course would work equally well for everyone. Needs analysis became essential. To respond to these differences, teachers and course designers began using needs analysis. Needs analysis helps identify: why do learners need English? Where will they use it? Which skills do they need most? What kinds of texts must they understand? What communication tasks must they perform? What difficulties do they face? This approach became a foundation of ESP, and one of the main reasons for its growth. Teaching became more targeted and efficient. When courses are designed according to specific needs, they become more relevant, focused, practical, motivating, efficient. Learners do not waste time studying a language they may never use. Instead, they work on the English that matters most to them. This made ESP highly attractive in educational and professional settings. 6. The limitations of general English courses. General English was not always enough. Another reason ESP developed is that many teachers and learners realized that general English courses had limitations. General English is useful for building overall competence, but it often does not prepare learners for technical reading, professional writing, academic presentations, workplace interaction, discipline-specific vocabulary, specialized genres. So while general English can provide a foundation, it may not be enough for learners with specific goals. Learners needed immediate application. Many learners needed English for urgent and practical purposes. For example, students needed to understand university lectures. Researchers needed to publish papers. Nurses needed to communicate with patients. Hotel staff needed to interact with international guests. Office workers needed to handle business correspondence. These learners often did not have time for broad, long-term language study. They needed training that would help them function effectively as soon as possible. ESP answered this need. Traditional materials were often too general. Textbooks for general English often include topics such as family life, hobbies, shopping, travel, weather, entertainment. These topics may be useful for everyday communication, but they do not always help learners who need English for academic and professional tasks. As a result, teachers began creating materials based on medical cases, business reports, academic articles, technical manuals, workplace dialogues, field-specific tasks. This shift strongly contributed to the development of English for specific purposes. 7. The influence of applied linguistics. Language varies according to context. Applied linguistics also played a major role in the development of English for specific purposes. Researchers began to show that language changes depending on context, purpose, audience, profession, discipline. This meant that English used in science, business, law, or academia has distinctive features that learners need to understand. Attention to register, genre, and discourse. Linguistic research drew attention to register, the level and type of language used in a particular setting. Genre, recurring text types such as reports, proposals, essays, case notes, and emails. Discourse, patterns of communication in specific communities. This research supported the idea that language teaching should take these differences into account. That idea became one of the foundations of English for specific purposes. Language teaching became more specialized. As linguists studied the language of professions and academic disciplines, It became easier to design courses that focused on real communication in those fields. This gave ESP a stronger theoretical basis and helped it become an established field in language education. 8. Institutional and professional demands. Universities needed specialized English support. Many universities began to recognize that students needed English not just for general communication, but for academic success. Students had to read textbooks and journal articles, write essays and research papers, participate in seminars, give presentations, understand lectures. This led to the growth of English for academic purposes, which is an important branch of English for specific purposes. Employers wanted job-ready communication skills. Employers also influenced the development of English for specific purposes. They wanted workers who could communicate professionally, understand field-specific documents, interact with international clients, represent the company effectively, work in multilingual environments. This made ESP valuable not only in schools and universities, but also in workplaces and training centers. Professional fields require standards of communication. In many professions, communication is not casual. It must follow certain standards. For example, legal communication must be precise. Medical communication must be accurate and responsible. Academic writing must be formal and structured. Business communication must be clear and efficient. ESP was developed because learners needed help mastering these standards. 9. ESP as a response to real-world needs. From language as a subject to language as a tool. Perhaps the most important reason ESP developed is that people began to see English not only as a school subject, but as a tool for achieving real goals. Learners needed English to succeed in their studies, advance in their careers, access specialized knowledge, communicate in professional environments, participate in international communities. ESP responded to this shift by making language teaching more practical and more connected to real life. Efficiency and purpose became central. ESP developed because it offers a more direct path between learning and use. It asks, what does the learner need to do? What language is required for that task? How can teaching help the learner perform effectively? This efficiency made ESP especially useful in contexts where time, resources, and outcomes matter. The classroom became closer to reality. ESP helped bring the real world into the classroom through authentic texts, professional tasks, simulations, role plays, field-related vocabulary, context-based communication practice. This made learning more realistic and better suited to learners' actual needs. Conclusion? ESP developed because the world created a new kind of demand for English. The rise of English as an international language, the growth of science and technology, the expansion of global business, changes in educational theory, recognition of learners' specific needs, the limitations of general English, developments in applied linguistics, and institutional as well as professional demands all contributed to its emergence. ESP grew as a practical response to these changes. It was needed because learners were no longer satisfied with broad and general language instruction, they needed English that was directly connected to their studies, professions, and real-life goals. For this reason, ESP became an essential approach in modern language teaching, and its importance continues to grow today.